Hey guys, what's going on? Quick one today because I really didn't trade too much. There was I had a few plans coming into the day, but as you can see with the SPY, we just got demolished today, so it was tough to plan for that. But I will say I'm proud of myself for not really getting caught in any of this. I didn't really try to do any dip buying. I stuck all to the short side and just followed trend, and could have had a much better day, but it was still pretty good. Ended up green while everyone else got crushed, so that's that's a good one. NIO was the flavor of the day. Tons of volume traded, and we had that news about the stake from the previous Tesla investor into this company, and everyone was on the long side. So when everyone's on the long side, it makes sense to think of the other side and kind of go short. So after this morning move, we had a big stuff here up to this area, and if you look at some of these pre-market levels, you can see there was some support here. So that's kind of the area I was waiting for some weakness to show before I really got involved in it one way or the other. I was trading cautiously today, especially given the SPY. But um, long story short, got short here, got some covers in. I was pretty patient for this signal right here, and it's kind of hard to see. Uh, but this is a nice little like head and shoulders pattern right here, and I waited for the neckline break. It's ugly, but it's there. Um, and then a stuff based off of some of these levels, and then once we started confirming weakness, I hit the bid and then got out relatively quickly. There was a ton of volume. This thing could have snapped right back up, but I just got out of the trade, and that was it for that one. And the covers were basically based off of here. Um, and you can see we got under for a second, but we reclaimed it, just kind of channeled all day. I got another what I thought was maybe a little signal over here later in the day, but I posted a trader view journal, not a journal, but like a statistics today on my Twitter. And one of the great things about that tool is the fact that they actually show you your profitability based on times of day, and my least profitable times of day are in the afternoon. Morning all the way through 1 o'clock, I'm fine, and then two, three, four. Uh, so far, I've been shown to give some back. So I'm trying to. This was really, really small size compared to this, and took the stop out. We had some nice consolidation over these 275s, and dip under, reclaim, and then a pop. But this thing was just there was a ton of noise here. It just ended up really channeling all day if you look at it, and I should have just played off of these levels and I would have been fine and not got caught into any of it because it's really range bound. There's no trend. So got stopped out here. I think the thought process was okay, but if I step back and look at a bigger picture view, um, there's no reason to trade this unless I'm channel trading, unless I'm shorting tops and covering bottoms. There's really no reason to be in it. But Facebook, awesome, awesome trade. This was the trade of the day. Um, SPY really started coming in the afternoon. I was watching it and just sitting on my hands, and this was, one I was really paying attention to. We were channeling up, got overview up for a second, but then failed, broke this trend, and then I started getting in short after the lower high confirmation. Got short here, risk off of, you know, this this high, and you know, caught a really nice move. I think the best cover was like, gosh, what was that? Almost $2.50 a share. So just kind of wrote it down. There was no real pops to get back in there. And then there was obviously this panic at the end of the day, but I was gone by then. Uh, but that was a picture perfect trade, just being patient, waiting for the entry, waiting for the signal. And then Tesla was another nice one too, where I was kind of patient. And in the morning, huge wash. I didn't catch any of this, unfortunately. I wish I was more prepared for that, but I was not. And if you look at it, where we stuffed was exactly where we were kind of putting tops in the past few days. If you draw a line right here, couldn't build above this 265.80s level, um, you know, for 3 days, and then we stuffed here, and that was it. Um, so I didn't want to chase it down. I was waiting for pops. They never came. So what I did was I waited for it to test VWAP. It stuffed, and just kind of waited for it to show that we were having some issues with like these areas and through here. And once we got a little trend break, I got in there for a short. Let it confirm to me on this next. We got under, and then it kind of acted like it wanted to regain trend. It stuffed there again, and I got in, risking off this level. So you can see I like to use some tight stops sometimes, but I do wait for. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 5 attempts to get over these levels, and it just failed. So covered a wash. Should have added back, but I just held on to it. Got about 3/4 off here, and then stopped out break even. Some positive news came out, and it just ripped. So that is it's one of the reasons why I just like to. I've got a hotkey now. Just hit it. Have my stop at break even for some of these things, and then I don't have to babysit it. Just let it work for me, and if we fade further, great. If not, no harm done. But it keeps me out of a lot of trouble. And AMD, you're not going to be able to see this, but here I kind of botched this one. I had the absolute right read on it for continued fade, but I had sized in too much, and therefore, since I was sized in too much, I was full size right away, and it was just so since I was full size, I tried to use a tighter stop, and on this particular play, it didn't work. If I would have just stuck to these levels, it would have worked out perfect because then maybe I do a starter here, risk base these levels up here, and once we fail, confirm the stuff, then I can add into more of a full size, and then you get a sick fade. So this was just kind of scalpy while the SPY was getting a little crazy, but that was it. Good day, green day. The green streak continues. Oh, NBEV was the only other one. This was a net overall loser, obviously, you can see here. But I think I traded it well. Um, we had this nice little signal here where we're breaking trend and also we're holding below VWAP. Um, and SSR's on, so you can't really slam the bid, but I wanted to get in there, and I got a nice over 20 cent move here, and I didn't take any. I was looking for a bigger picture trade. But you know, when these are the lows and we get back and we reclaim and SSR's on, I think most people see this and they want to jump in and they want to jump in down here, and then you just get this slow squeeze out. And that's what happened. So I stopped to break even on that because, in my eyes, if we get back to these levels, I just don't want to be in the trade. Um, and then right here as well, I was really patient. I had a nice signal right here. And once again with SSR, I'm trying to short it, but there's no way to get in there on the bid. And I waited for pops, kind of like back here, like what I just said. I started chasing it on the pops back up, and it just slow squeezed out. So it was towards the end of the day, but that's the way it goes. I don't really know how to. I mean, I should just be avoiding these trades altogether, really, if I can't get in on the bid on this slap and then just pay myself immediately. I mean, this was a nice, another 20 center right there within a couple minutes. So, but that is it, guys. I'm tired. I'll see y'all tomorrow.